everybody, welcome to a new video. Welcome to my channel. My name is Rose and thank you for taking the time out to click that thumbnail. How's everybody doing today? I hope you're having a wonderful day and I hope you're having a great week so far. Today's video is part 3 on my husband's end of life story and how we lost Robert as fast as we did. I knew when sitting down to film that video that it was going to be a long video, but I just didn't realize exactly how long it was going to actually be until now that I'm actually going back and editing it, and it hasn't been easy. My videos aren't able to be as frequent as they once used to because of how demanding my job is, how often I'm basically not at home and at work all the time, so I don't have a whole lot of time to edit and work on my videos. That's why it takes a while for them to go up for you guys. But I do appreciate your guys' support. I appreciate your patience while I navigate through this new way of life for me. It's definitely been challenging. I miss my husband every single day, and I do plan to get a vlog series going once I am finished fully with this video on how we lost Robert. I'm going to try to wrap this video up and have it completed in one more video for you guys, so there will be one more final video coming, just because I really do go into a lot of detail and it was very hard for me to sit down and share and film the process. But I also felt really inspired to share it because I know that I'm not alone in losing a spouse to a terminal illness, and maybe it can help somebody else who also received that kind of news. Without further ado, let's go ahead and hop on into part 3 on losing my husband to a terminal cancer, Robert's end of life story. The poor kid broke down. He honestly really needed to do that because he was been in such denial about his dad dying of cancer, and then next thing you know, it took 3 hours. 3 hours later, he responded to my voice, finally came to. But when he came to, he was different. His eyes were different, and he was almost in a childlike state. Now I know, looking back at it, it's what they call the rallying phase, and God gave him to us for just a couple more hours that day. I'm forever grateful for that day, to be able to have that last little few hours with him to cherish, so he could say what he needed to say to us, and we could spend the day with him. He just looked at us, and his son, he looked at me, and he said, "Why are you crying?" And now he would always be with me. The same thing to his son. I'll always be with you. I love you so much, and I'll always be with you. And he was saying goodbye. And I know a lot of people don't get that, so I'm so grateful we got to have that. It was really quite a beautiful day. It was 80 degrees outside, and as soon as he came to, the doctors and the nurses came in and took his vitals and everything, and they asked if he was comfortable, if he needed anything, and if he was in any pain. It's the first time in 2 years he said he wasn't in no pain. I just lost it because I know that I gave him the peace that he needed to be set free. And that by doing that, sending him to hospice like that's the most beautiful gift that I could have ever given my husband, who was dying of a terminal cancer. To hear him say he was in no more pain before he died was everything to me. Because he was in so much pain all the time. For years, even before the cancer. He was always in pain, always. He fucking suffered. He didn't deserve to suffer like that anymore. And he wasn't. I knew he wasn't because he told me. So we spent a couple hours with him, and he wanted to get up out of his bed, so I let him get up, sit up. He wanted to go sit in the chair. I let him sit in the chair. When I got him up out of the bed, they had a fucking diaper on him. So I took the fucking diaper on him. I put his boxers on him to give him a little bit of fucking dignity. He's only 54 years old. And he just is looking around. He's looking outside, and He's like, oh, honey, this is not what I expected. I'm like, is that in a good way or in a bad way? And he's like, with tears down his eyes. No, it's in such a good way. You did so good, honey. I'm so proud of you, and thank you for doing this. I was like, don't thank me for this. This is hard. I gotta get through this. I gotta get through this so I can start to heal. I can really truly start to grieve. So at this point, I hadn't been to sleep in a couple days, and Jack offered to stay with him on Thursday night and to kind of relieve me of my duties so I could go home and get some sleep, and or at least try to. And you know, I'm thinking to myself at this point, oh, he's up, he's doing good, yeah, great. He's getting up, you know, he's gonna do fine. He's gonna do fine. Let me go home and get a little bit of sleep. I'll come back in the morning. And I go and I stop and get him a coffee at Dunkin' Donuts because he likes to drink coffee with me. By the time I got there on Friday, well, they called me at 4 o'clock in the morning. First off, I forgot. They called me at like 4 in the morning to update me on his condition, which they were pretty nice about if I wasn't there, which I was pretty much there the whole time at hospice. I didn't leave his side. The one night when I did, though, they called and they said they see a change in his condition and they believe he's in the terminal agitation phase. I got up real early and went up there, and by the time I got up there, Jack had left. And his son and his nephew came, and they were there pretty much the whole time, too. Like, by the time I got there Friday morning, I knew he had a rough night and everything. And they had to catheter him and stuff because all day Thursday we were trying to get him to pee, and he couldn't pee, you know? He couldn't pee no more. His body was shutting down, and he tried so hard. He tried so hard so many times to pee. So by the time I got there on Friday, he never woke up again. He never woke up. He got to say his final goodbyes to us on Thursday, and we got to cherish that beautiful day with him. And by the time Friday came, he started what they call the actively dying phase, and I never left his side because I knew before that he was scared of dying. So I didn't want him to think he was alone in that. Because just prior to that Easter, I remember I came home from work one day and he broke down. I've never seen him cry this hard in my life. And he started questioning his whole life. Talking about, was I not a good enough person? And was I not a good enough man? Did I not turn my life around and do all the right things that I was supposed to do in life? I get a beautiful woman and I end up marrying her. It's the love of my life, and I've done everything I thought I was supposed to do in life and do the right thing. He broke down so hard. Oh, I couldn't even answer. All I can do is console him and hold him and cry with him in that moment, because how do you answer something like that? I truly believe this was just right before Easter. That is when he truly accepted his fate, and that's when the things started to go downhill from there and fast. From Friday on, literally from Friday on, he was in the actively dying phase, and I never left his side again. Friday night, I had everybody leave. I told everybody they gotta leave because I just wanted to spend one more night with him myself. And I stayed with him and I just talked to him like he was there. I played music and I just talked to him, and I know he held on that night for me because he knows I wanted one more night with him. He could have easily let go at any time this point. He could have let go, and he just held on for me to have one more night with him, just me and him, one more night together. So I didn't sleep a wink on Friday night. I was up all freaking night with him because I was paying attention to his breathing and stuff. And so I ended up studying on my phone
the actively dying phases and stuff, so I knew what to look out for in his breathing and his nonverbal cues, and it kind of helped because now I kind of knew what was to come and stuff, and I just couldn't sleep. I could not sleep because any change in his breathing or something, I would jump right up, you know. They had a little chair sleep thing there to where I could have slept there, but I did not sleep awake. I just played our music, and I studied the actively dying phase, so I knew what was to come. And Saturday morning on was when he was waiting for people. It wasn't many. It was only 2 people he was waiting for. Saturday morning, one of our really good friends called. His name is Mark, and Mark was a really influential person, and especially in the beginning of our lives and stuff, and he's the reason that we have the house, and he's the reason that, you know, helped us get our feet off the ground, and, you know, they bumped heads, and there's some back history to them, but what brotherhood doesn't fight and stuff, you know. And Mark called, and I said, Mark, you might want to come up here and say your goodbyes, because I highly doubt he's gonna make it to the end of the day. He's bawling. I said, you might want to come out, you know, maybe apologize to him for the things that happened and poor decisions that were made and back 4 years ago. And so Mark gets up there, and it's about 8 o'clock in the morning. I leave the room. I give them their own moment together. You know, I give them their own time together. And almost instantly, from the time Mark hit the door to leave, Robert's breathing changed to faster and harder. You could tell it was noticeably different because it concerned me, to the point to where I got the nurse to have her check his vitals, and there was only one more person that he was waiting for at this point, and it was his dad. And his dad is old, and he doesn't drive, and they live an hour away from where we were, if not longer. And they left at 8 o'clock in the morning, and they ended up getting lost. And they didn't get there until like 12:20. I had to go take a breather because I gotta get through this. I'm almost done. So his dad was late. It was only an hour drive, and it took them 4 hours to get there. And I just remember telling Robert, please just hold on a little bit more because your dad is coming to see you. Because the past 7 years, we've been able to build and establish a beautiful relationship with his father and his mother, you know, his stepmom and everything. And they're gonna always be family to me. They're all the family I have left, so. His dad finally made it at like 12:20, and I did the same. I said, everybody out of the room, so that him and his dad can have a moment together. We all go back in the room, and I'm sitting on one side, and him and RJ, his son, are on the other side, and at this point we're just waiting. We're just waiting for him to let go. And his dad let out this weep that I have never heard before in my life. It's basically the sound of a parent losing a child. Absolutely agonizing to watch the person you love more than anything in this world actively dying, knowing there's nothing that you can do to stop it. And part of you wants it to be over so they're just not suffering anymore, going through that. And at this point, I wasn't leaving his side for anything. To piss, nothing. Leave his side the whole fucking time. And then he started to do the whole sleep apnea thing. Where he was holding his breath, but he stopped breathing for like 2 fucking minutes. We're just waiting 2 minutes to go by. Like, just waiting for him to let go. It's so fucking painful. I will tell you this, and at the end, of his life, at the end, he was not struggling to breathe. He wasn't gasping for air. He wasn't uncomfortable looking. He literally just took a really soft sigh in, and he exhaled that real soft sigh out, and to me, It was like a sigh of relief, and it was over. That was it. It was like a sigh of relief to him that he was finally over, no more pain, no more suffering, and that he was set free. Because honestly, after, he looked so peaceful. He looked so peaceful and good. He looked at peace, and he looked great. Absolutely agonizing to watch it go down. But, you know, I honestly believe that it hurts us more than it's hurting him. And looking back on it, you know, it was only a day and a half of the actively dying phase, and that was it. It wasn't long and drawn out and painful and agonizing for like weeks or something. I don't think I could have done that. He's in no more pain. He's eternally set free, and I was able to give him that gift and set him free. I didn't want to, though. I didn't want to let him go. How do you let go of the last person, the only person that really ever meant anything to you and was the most valuable, precious gift from God ever in your life, and I have to let it go? That's hard to do. But he was finally able to let go and surrender himself because he knew that I was going to be okay. When he found out I got approved for the loan at the hospital is when he started to let go. Literally is when he started to let go. Because it was Thursday on. Thursday was the rallying phase, they call it. His body was shutting down then, and when I found him Tuesday up on the couch, or on the chair like that, his body was shutting down then. That's why he was doing things the way he was doing it, and planning things the way he was planning it. I don't know if it must have been him and God and Jesus doing it together. And when he broke down like that, like 4 days before Easter, that was him accepting it. He finally accepted his fate, that he was going to die from the cancer, and he stopped fighting it. And I just helped him make that decision a little easier for him by, you know, no more treatments. Let's just enjoy the quality of life that you have left, you know, and appreciate and cherish every single moment that we have together. So you won't be in no more pain. That's a gift. That's a gift that I gave him. I really believe I gave him the peace he needed to be set free. And though it's absolutely hard and absolutely agonizing, and I miss him so much every day. My life is never going to be the same without him. Ever. My whole life and everything that I have known for the past 8 years is completely changed forever. But I also believe that he's given me now the peace that I need to be set free. Because when it gets absolutely debilitating, and it does all day long sometimes, I'll call out to him and I'll pray and I'll read my little Bible thing on my phone, because he's the one that started getting me to read those. You have to have faith. You have to believe in God. This, when you're dying, you're losing somebody to a terminal cancer, you have to have faith, because without it, what do you have? Nothing. Nothing to live for. And I have so much to live for. And he's always going to live through me. He's always going to be in my heart. And he's always going to be with me, making sure I do what I'm supposed to do. He knew I was going to be okay. And I can't let him down. I must do this for him. And I will. I'll continue to carry his legacy on. So when you see these photo boards back here and stuff, those are from the funeral. I made sure he had the best funeral service that I could possibly give him, and it was absolutely beautiful. I have other boards over here. I'll try to like do video like things and insert them so you can see all the photos I made of him and stuff. He looked great. He really did. And I made sure he had the best service that he could possibly deserve, because he deserved to have the best. I was not prepared to lose him in 3 days. So I ended up having to set up a GoFundMe account that originally it was to help me to be with him when he got sick, that turned into a funeral. They help me with funeral expenses, and I don't care if I have to work till the rest of my life to pay that off, I will. There's been so many people who have been so generous and so giving and helping me to make sure that I can pay on that and get it paid off.
Happy birthday, dear Robert. Happy birthday.
Wish for it.
Woo! Yay!
Nothing like that.
Itself. His name's Robert. There's a little elf. You see that little elfie? Yeah, that's cool. You see that elf. That elf shit the
Yeah, I'm glad you like it. Did you pass? Ah! Aw, congrats. Yay!
It freaked me out because I got a 20 on my maneuverability.
Well, come in here.
comment. Oh my gosh.
Happy birthday!
Thank you.
I ended up just taking a break and trying to get myself together to wrap this video up for you guys. It's my first day back at work and I couldn't come straight home just because usually, you know, everybody else is going home to their families, and it was hard for me just to realize that, you know, I'm coming home to an empty house now, and I mean, I have the animals. Poor Carly being there almost 12 hours a day. The poor little dog's gonna hold her pee. She will not go in the house. She's very housebroken, and it's okay, like she can, but she won't. So she's gonna be in here all day by herself waiting, and I couldn't come straight home today, and I've been noticing I've been going to Walmart a lot. Sometimes I just go in there and I wander around aimlessly, and most days I wander around aimlessly, and each day when I think I have maybe a little better of a handle on it than I did the day before, grief just smacks me right back down, and every time I think I'm making some kind of progress, I realized quickly that I'm not, and it's gonna take a long time, and which is why I decided to go ahead and start vlogging the series of it, so that's going to be after this video. I wanted to go ahead and vlog my healing process, my grief, and how to learn how to heal and grieve the loss of losing a spouse to a terminal cancer. There's been so many resources that are readily available to me through my job. Mainly, my job has been absolutely amazing and so supportive, and they've sent so many different resources for me to use. And of course, I had to go in and change my benefits, and I am saving a lot of money back on my benefits because the medical insurance was very, very expensive to have Robert on there. And unfortunately, it's either you're paying for single rate or premium, or you're paying for family. But it was so worth it because at least I know that through Amazon, I have like one of the best insurances really that there is available readily. And that I was able to give him the best care that I could possibly give him throughout his diagnosis. And I get great sense of peace and with that, to know that I did everything that I possibly could to make it even just a little bit more comfortable for him, and to know that how much I loved him and how much I appreciated him, and how I'll see him again. I will see him again, and I know he's in heaven, and I know he's in a better place, and I know he's in no more pain. I know he's no longer suffering. So these things give me great sense of comfort and peace a lot. When I start my little vlog series, which I've already actually started, so the videos are kind of all over the place right now until I like get this one up, and then I'll already started vlogging a little bit, and I started reading from this book right here actually on my healing. I gotta figure out what to call the series for healing and grieving the loss of a husband, or the process of healing and grieving through the loss of a spouse to a terminal cancer / rediscovering Rose, or like who Rose is as a person. And because I have to basically rediscover who I am as a person, as an independent woman by myself, and navigate and just rediscover myself, because I know firsthand how short life is and tomorrow is not promised. And I'm gonna start doing things for me that I want to do. And Robert told me like 3 weeks ago, just before he passed, the week before he got really sick, how proud he was of me and how incredible just the growth that he said that he saw in me when it comes to managing my money and being able to budget and, you know, basically hold us down, because especially at the end there, he wasn't really able to work too much, and I've been paying all the bills and the house payment and everything, and still be able to keep us a financial sound in mind. So I know that I'll be able to continue to take care of myself. And I got a raise on April 5th. The tremendous amount of support and love and condolences, and people that I work with came to the funeral that didn't even know him to support me. And it just means so much to me to have such an amazing job that is so supportive, offering so many different resources provided to me at no cost for the next 12 months, which is what has inspired me to start this whole healing, grieving vlog process for the next 12 months. I literally want to do this, and not every single day for the next year, but I want to get a small vlog camera, a smaller one than the one I use, so that I can carry it around with me and I don't have to use my phone and like eat up my storage on my phone when I want to record things for the vlog. And anytime that it comes to any kind of healing process or grieving process, or if I'm going through it, I want to try to record that and share that with you guys, because I really think that by doing so, it'll help me to grieve, and it'll help me to grow, and it's gonna help me to just discover who I am as a person again, and discover who Rose is, because the past 9 years of my life, I've always been with Robert, and I'm known to be Robert's wife, and we've built a legacy here together, and I have to continue that on, and I have to stay strong for him. And he believed in my channel more than anybody, even myself included, and it's the only reason I'm even going to continue to do it, and the vlogs and everything is because of him, because of how much he believed in me and how much that he told me that no matter what, to
don't ever stop chasing this dream of the YouTube and like my social media. And I'm so grateful for all of you who have stuck by and continue to stay subscribed to my channel, especially this past year, because I haven't been able to put any content up because his health, his comfort, and just to make sure that he was at the best care that I could give him was my utmost priority, obviously, and I haven't been able to upload or nothing, so I'll find a new routine because right now I have no routine. There's no schedule. I'm like refiguring out everything right now, and there's so much going on, and I just want to make sure that I'm able to get that funeral paid off because he deserved to have a very beautiful funeral and service and everything. He so deserved that, and I'm grateful that I was able to give that to him. And I'll insert a video here. He's been with this company for almost 9 years, and like I said at the beginning, he is a lot of the reason that the company has grown to what it is, and they realize that and see that how inspirational he was and how he was just the most selfless person that I've ever known. And the owner is the first truck that drives, and
Here they are.
nah, they can make it through. I thought they weren't going to be able to come to the service, and his nephew Michael texted me before the funeral and said that Jacob said that the guys have to work on Saturday, but that they're all going to come through, drive through in truck and trailer at 1:30 to pay their respects to him. And I was able to film that. It was absolutely beautiful because them trucks and trailers, and well, that is who Robert was. Like, he was a hard worker, and it's all he wanted to do was continue to work and build this legacy and this life that we live, and just work so hard for everything and appreciate life, because that's what I'm going to continue to do, is continue to work hard myself and continue to appreciate life to its fullest and stop being so like, oh, if I want to go buy this dress, for example, like the other day, I wanted to buy this dress and I didn't walk by it. I'm like, you know what? Well, don't do that, Rose. Like, you deserve to go buy that dress right now. Like, I haven't bought clothes for myself in years, you guys, like literal years. So I bought that. I bought this dress or this shirt, and like, I'm just gonna start enjoying myself and doing things that make me feel good, and because I'm allowed to, because it's okay. And just really truly enjoy every moment, because tomorrow is not promised. Just like him, he was literally good until he wasn't. I mean, 3 days. 3 days and he was gone. That's it, 3 days. And he had things prepared. He was waiting for certain things to happen in life, and he would let go a little bit more, and he was waiting for certain people to come, and he would let go a little more. And
I really truly believe that God sent him home and lifted him up and took him after certain things were met, such as making sure I was going to be okay was the number one thing, making sure I was going to be okay, and that I had this house, and I get a lot of peace in that. And I'm excited about vlogging this journey of learning how to heal and learning how to grieve properly after losing a spouse to a terminal cancer, because it's not easy. You know, I'm hoping that it can help somebody else and inspire somebody else, possibly, because I know what it feels like when you get that news that you're either yourself or your loved one has just got diagnosed with a terminal cancer. Like, how do you process that? Robert lived 18 months with a terminal cancer, and it was metastatic, so it traveled, and it was aggressive, so it traveled very fast throughout his whole body. And he never once not let it show that, like, he looked like he was sick and dying of cancer, but he sure didn't deserve to die of cancer. Nobody deserves to die from cancer. It's the worst thing ever. Like, I freaking hate cancer with every inch of my soul.
So that's everything for this video, you guys. I'm gonna go ahead and cut this one here, and I will pick up in the next video with part 4 on Robert's end of life story and losing my husband to a terminal cancer. I just wanted to say a big thank you again to all of you guys for your continued love and support and your patience, and just the pure amount of love and understanding. And reading your guys' comments means so much to me, to remind me that I'm not alone and that there are others out there who are going through the same thing. And it's really nice to hear and read your guys' comments and sharing and opening up a little bit about your lives. So I really appreciate your guys' support. So we'll pick back up on the last and final video on Robert's end of life story to come. And then moving forward, I want to start sharing some vlogging with you guys. And I'd like to call this vlog series Learning How to Heal / Grieve the Loss of a Spouse or a Loved One to Cancer, the Rediscovery of Rose. So it's going to be a vlog series where I'm basically going to share my healing and grieving journey with you guys, starting from right after we lost Robert. So it's been some months now, and this, even as I'm sitting down to film this intro and outro for you guys, we're technically in the month of August, so I have some months back to catch up on, because I did start vlogging right after I sat down and filmed Robert's end of life video. So I have a lot of content to come for you guys, and it's going to be from, like I said, back in May, June to July, but I still want to share it with you guys because I took the time to film it, and I think that it's helped me along the way to learn to heal and kind of accept what has happened, I suppose, though I can never really fully accept it, but just get some kind of closure throughout this whole process. And by vlogging some important things that have happened in my life, it's really helped to do that. So until then, we have one more video to go on Robert's end of life story, and I really just cannot thank you guys enough for your patience while I figure out how to get these uploaded in a somewhat timely manner for you guys. So that's everything for this video, you guys. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of my videos. And let me know, what do you think down in the comment section down below. Is the video too emotional for you guys? Was it too hard to watch? Does it bring up any memories or stir up any memories and emotions within you? I would love to hear your guys' feedback on just being so vulnerable in front of the camera. And as always, thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please don't forget to like it. And until next time, I love you guys so much, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.
Enjoy the